Welcome to the new studio. We've done a overhaul of the studio to allow us to do things a little bit more easily and produce videos live. Here's actually, let's see, we got an overview of the studio. There it is. We got the audio equipment over here. We have a looper. There's some computers here. We have a video switcher over here, and we have a table over here. Which allows me to show small things. This is a flute of Coyote Oldman. That's a close-up of there. We also have a couple other shots. That's the computer screen. That's running Amazing Slowdowner right now with that backing track. That backing track is by Sergio DeLua, and it is a track in D minor, and we're going to use that for this FluteCast. I'm playing a D minor flute, and we're going to bring that backing track in later, and you can play along with it. The subject of this video is actually notes, ornaments on the high note. So here's our high note, and we have... That's the octave note, and we're going to look at ornaments that work well with that top note. Right, so I do have a camera up overhead that lets me zoom into my fingers so you can see it more easily. But the first ornament we're going to do, and we're going to go from the dramatic to the less dramatic, to the more subtle. We're going to start with a very dramatic ornament, which is to take that top note and add 2 fingers down here. This works on almost all flutes. And I'm going to play this note, and I'll show you what this note sounds like. And that's a really strident note. That's a hit you in the face kind of a note. But we're going to play it very briefly. Forget, these are ornaments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these 2 fingers and play the note at the beginning of the note and pull it off just as I begin my note. Sounds like this. Or... So that's the idea. You can use it to lead in your melody. You can use it at the beginning of the song. You can use it maybe after a slight pause in the middle of your song. It's very dramatic. And we're going to look at another dramatic note, which is a run, a flourish from the bottom note all the way to the top note. This is another really dramatic thing. We're going to use it sparingly. We're going to use it when we want to announce something. And the way we're going to learn it is, again, very slowly. You can do a scale from the top to the bottom as slow as you need to do it smoothly, reasonably smoothly. I'm going to demonstrate doing these flourishes, these runs from the bottom to the top note. I'll start very slowly, but I will increase speed gradually. And the important thing is play them beautifully. Play them with expression, especially when you're playing them slowly, and gradually increase speed. You might increase speed. You might try this a minute or 2 a day for a week as you're increasing speed, as you want this ornament. So you're looking forward to a time when you can play it smoothly and quickly. I'll start slowly and increase speed. that's a run or a flourish. We're going to bring back there we go. That's a run or a flourish. I'm using a foot pedal down at the bottom actually to change camera angles. So we have the very dramatic, the and the. Now we're going to look at things more subtle. And the subtle ones are going to be slides into the top note. We're going to begin with a slide on this fingering. So I'm going to put the top finger on and pull it off somehow. I might pull it off. I might slide it down the body of the flute. I might slide it up the body of the flute. I might, as I normally do it, push my finger off. Now, I've got this finger down here. I'm hiding it off to the side. That's, of course, not the way I play it. I'm going to play very close to the instrument, but then you might not be able to see it, so I'm kind of moving it off to the side. So I'll demonstrate slides from one note down up to the top note. Now we're going to look at slides using this fingering. Same idea, I'm sliding it off, but there's a difference in pitch. It's more subtle because it's a slightly higher pitch. I'm going to first show the difference between these two fingerings, and then I'm going to show slides off this fingering. On this flute, it's a bit of a subtle difference. On a lot of other flutes, the difference in pitch is more dramatic. But one thing you got to be careful with, when you're sliding with this note, there's a tendency to then play this note, and that's not really an official fingering. It might work on your flute, might have the same pitch, or it might be kind of out of tune. So if you're using this fingering, just be aware that you want to then come back and use this finger to come down your scale. If I go down the flute more and use this finger, it's a very subtle difference in pitch. Sounds like this, extremely subtle. So what we're going to do now, I'm just going to play along with that same backing track. I'm going to bring in this backing track, which is by Sergio De Lua. It's an open source backing track in D minor. If you have a D minor flute, grab it. If you have an A minor flute, most likely it'll work with this track as well. Give it a try. I'm going to play a while, emphasizing the top notes in this melody. Not normally the way I would play this melody, but this is the FluteCast on the top note. So I'm going to emphasize these top notes in these ornaments, and then I'm going to lay out for a while, and you can play along with just this backing track. I'm also going to bring in a visualizer. It's a cool little effect I have, and I'm going to play for a while, and then I'll lay out. out about the beginning of every month. Also hope you can join us at a workshop someday.